Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15. We read first verse yesterday. Who knows where? Who knows this tree beneath this material, which is a perverted reflection of this spiritual law. Urdhvamulam adhashakam ashat. Upward root, downwards branches and leaves. The banyan tree is compared with this material world. Now more explanation in the verse second. Adhoscha urdhang prasitatasya shakha guna pravidha vishaya prabha. Adhoscha mulani anusantatani karmanuvannini manusya loke. Adha, downward, cha, and urdham, upward, prasrita, extended, tasya shakha, its branches, it means the banyan tree's branches. Guna, by the modes of material nature. Pravidha, develop. Vishaya, sense objects. Prabhala, twigs. Adha, downward, cha, and mulani, roots. Anushantatani, extended. Karma, work. Anubandhini, bound. Manushya loke, in the world of human society. Translation. The branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. Nourished by the three modes of material nature. That means a tree is nourished by water. In the same way, this tree is nourished by material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. You have experienced this type of banyan tree, an old tree. It's very difficult to understand which one is root and what is stalk. The description of the banyan tree is further explained here. Its branches spread in all directions. In the lower parts, there are variegated manifestations of living entities, human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, cats, etc. These are situated on the lower parts of the branches, whereas on the upper parts are higher forms of the living entities, the demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life. As a tree is nourished by water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature. Sometimes you find that a tract of land is barren for want of sufficient water, and sometimes a tract is very green. Similarly, where particular modes of material nature are proportionately greater in quantity, the different species of life are manifested accordingly. The twigs of the tree are considered to be the sense objects. By development of the different modes of nature, we develop different senses, and by the senses, we enjoy different varieties of sense objects. The tips of the branches are the senses. The ears, nose, eyes, etc., which are attached to the enjoyment of the different sense objects. The twigs are sound, form, touch, and so on, the sense objects. The subsidiary roots are attachments and aversions, which are byproducts of the different varieties of suffering and sense enjoyment. The tendencies toward piety and impiety are considered to develop from these secondary roots, which spread in all directions. The real root is from Brahmalok, and the other roots are in the human planetary systems. After one enjoys the roots of virtuous activities in the upper planetary systems, he comes down to this earth and renews his karma or pretty activities for promotion. This planet of human being is considered the field of activities. Verse 3rd and 4th together. Narupamasyaho tatha upalabhate nanto nachadirna chasang pratishtha ashatham enam shubirura moolam asanga shastrena drena sitva tata padam tat parimar gitapam jasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya tameva chaddam purusham prapadde jatah pravritti prashrita purani no rupam, no, not rupam, that form also of this tree, that type of tree, iha in this world, tatha also, upalabhate, can be perceived. No, never, on the end, no, never, so also, adi, beginning, no, never, so also, shang pratishtha, the foundation, ashattam, benign enam, this, shu, birura, strongly, mulam, rooted, asanga shastrena, by the weapon of detachment, dridhan, strong, sitva, cutting, tatah, thereafter, padam, situation, tat, that, parimar gitabbam, has to be searched out, jasmin, where, gata, going, no, never, nivartati, they come back, bhuyo, again, tam, to him, ever, certainly, so also, addam, original, purusham, the personality of Godhead, prapadde, surrender, jatah, from whom, pravitti, the beginning, prasrita, extended, purani, very old. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. It is now clearly stated that the real form of this banyan tree cannot be understood in this material world. Since the root is upwards, the extension of the real tree is at the other end. When entangled with the material expansions of the tree, one cannot see how far the tree extends, nor can one see the beginning of this tree. Yet, one has to find out the cause. I am the son of my father is the son of such and such a person, etc. By searching in this way, one comes to Brahma, who is generated by the Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Finally, in this way, when one reaches the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is the end of research work. Sarva Karana Karanam. One has to search out the origin of this tree, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, through the association of the persons who are in knowledge of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, by understanding, one becomes gradually detached from this false reflection of reality. And by knowledge, one can cut off the connection and actually become situated in the real tree. The word Asanga is very important in this connection because the attachment for sense enjoyment and lording it over the material nature is very strong. Therefore, one must learn detachment by discussion of spiritual science based on authoritative scriptures. And one must hear from persons who are actually in knowledge. As a result of such discussion in the association of devotees, one comes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, the first thing one must do is surrender to Him. The description of that place, whence having gone, one never returns to this false reflected tree, is given here. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original root from whom everything has emanated. To gain favor of that Personality of Godhead, one has only to surrender. And this is a result of performing devotional service by hearing, chanting, etc. He is the cause of the extension of the material world. This has already been explained by the Lord Himself. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. I am the origin of everything. Therefore, to get out of the entanglement of this strong banyan tree of material life, one must surrender to Krishna. As soon as one surrenders unto Krishna, one becomes detached automatically from this material extension. The fifth verse is very important. How to get out? Previous verse said, Asanga Shastrani, one weapon of Asanga, detachment. One should cut this tree, the weapon of detachment. Here they give more practical example. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha Adhyatma nitta vinipritta kama Dandair vimukta sukha dukkha sangait Gacchanta amura padam appayam tat. Nirman. Nirman means not construction. Ni means without. Man means false prestige. Nirman. Nirman means without false prestige. Moha. and illusion. Jita Sangha dosha, Jita, having conquered Sangha dosh, the faults of association. Adhyatma nitya, Adhyatma in spiritual knowledge, nitya in eternity. Vibrita kama, kama from last, vinibrito, dissociated. Dandri vimukta, vimukta, even from dandri, from the dualities, good, bad, cold, hot. Sukha-dukha samui, sukha-dukha, happiness and distress, shangai. Okay, there's internet issue. Who are reading from? And what word? The internet issue. I'm off doing my video. The Shangri named Gachantu attain Amura unbuilder Padam situation Abhayam eternal thought that. Translation. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. I'm reading again. Those who are free from false prestige, nirman, moha, free from illusion, shangadosh, and free from false association. Uddhatma, who understands the eternal, and Vinivritto Kama, who are done with material life. Dandai Vimukta Shukadukha Shanga, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender to the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. Part 1. The surrendering process is described here very nice. The first qualification is that one should not be deluded by pride. One should not be deluded by pride. What is the opposite of pride? Humble, humility. That is why Sharanagati, Daina Atma Nivedana. Starting from Daina. Here, the first qualification is that one should not be deluded by pride. That one should be humble. Amanitam. Amanitam here is Nirmana. Nirmana. So, starting from Nirmana, free from pride. Because the conditioned soul is puffed up, thinking himself the Lord of the material nature, it is very difficult for him to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should know by the cultivation of real knowledge that he is not Lord of material nature. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Lord. When one is free from delusion caused by pride, he can begin the process of surrender. For one who is always expecting some honor in this material world, it is not possible to surrender to the Supreme Person. Pride is due to illusion. For although one comes here, stays for a brief time, and then goes away, he has the foolish notion that he is the Lord of the world. I am the Lord of all I serve. He has makes all things complicated, and he is always in trouble. The whole world moves under this impression. I am the Lord. People are considering the land, this earth, to belong to human society. And they have divided the land under the false impression that they are the proprietors. One has to get out of this false notion that human society is the proprietor of this world. Human society thinking we are the proprietor of this world. If I am there, why mosquitoes should be around me? The rascal thinking this world only for him, only for human being, nobody else. When one is free from such false notion, he becomes free from all the false association caused by familial, social, and national affections. This affection, familial, social, and national affection is called extended selfishness. This is also selfishness because I am the center, my family, my society, my nation. So that is also selfishness, but extended
Okay. At last you got connection. I don't know what to do. Are you able to hear? If here, you can write in the chat box, yes.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. So we'll finish little there. As can share as possible laptop I am showing. So we're reading the last few sentences. This faulty association bind onto this material world. What is faulty association? Familial, social, and national affection. This faulty association binds one to this material. After this stage, one has to develop spiritual knowledge. One has to cultivate knowledge. So what is actually his own and what is actually not his own? Actually nothing is own. His body is not his body. And when one has an understanding of things as they are, he becomes free from all dual conceptions, such as happiness and distress, pleasure and pain, good and bad. He becomes full in knowledge, then it is possible for him to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So, tomorrow we'll read. That is the explanation of the material world. Now, tomorrow we'll read the explanation of the spiritual world. the material world like that, and how the spiritual looks like. Okay. Thank you, James. I don't know why that problem is not there. Bhagavad Gita as it is, Ki Shavad Bhakti.